Bellerive. Mark Taylor will lead the Australians. Pakistan, through Wasim Akram, won the toss and elected to bat first.
That's got to be 4 wides. Well, what a start from McGrath coming back in the side. Umpire Steve Randell will certainly call 4 wides, and Ian Chappell, an interesting start.
Well, the encouraging thing for Glenn McGrath is the fact that the ball swung.
118 matches. Very experienced campaigner, Mia Sohail. Nice bounce, got him! Big shout, he's gone! That's 1 for 4 at Bellerive.
A lot of bounce there for Glenn McGrath. That surprised Amir Sohail, but it was only the first surprise for him, because he seemed to get a shock when the Australians appealed. He was in for a bigger one when he looked around and saw that the umpire's finger was up. Ball moving off the seam and really bouncing a long way. Amir Sohail rolls his eyes and can't believe it, but he's on the way. So Pakistan 1 for 4, courtesy of 4 wides.
Yes, Ahmed Senior comes out to bat. Pakistan 1 for 4. That may go down as a controversial decision by umpire Steve Randell, because on the replay it seemed to move very late away from the batsman. Big shout from behind the stumps by the Australian fielding side. Pakistan won the toss, 1 for 4. Sohail out for a duck. 4 wides as Andy Bickle takes up the attack. Big shout. That's got to be very, very close. He's gone. That's 2 for 4 at Bellerive. Terry Poo took a long time, but that would plumb.
Once again, late swing for Andrew Bickle. Kept the ball well up to Zahir, and he was completely beaten by the swing. Very late swing, and that looked to be right on line. So 2 ducks. He took a long time to give it. Both opening batsmen out for a duck, and the only runs on the board for Pakistan are those 4 wides.
Pakistan 2 for 4 as Inzamam al-Haq takes strike. A very good strike rate there of 74, an excellent average of 37, but he's under enormous pressure. It's in the air, but it fires away to third man. The first run off the bat, the first man out was Amir Sohail. Go down to as a very controversial decision, this, because you see the ball pitch. He did seem a long way from that. 3 slips and a gully in now for Ijaz. He's going to be gone, he's gone, it's 3 for 7. Trying to work it on the onside, the ball swung into the right hander, got the leading edge, and a simple catch to Steve Waugh.
Always a dangerous ploy with Andrew Bickle swinging the ball. He started that one on a line around about leg stump. Ijaz perhaps seeing all the space on the onside without fieldsman, was encouraged to play there. So you can mark that down perhaps partly to the Australian captain, that wicket. That's the 3rd duck. The top 3 batsmen in the order for Pakistan all making a gozzer, and Pakistan are in big trouble at 3 for 7.
Mohammad Wasim, 19 years of age, 6th match, does play straight. Could be a big advantage for this young man here. He's got a very good defence and shows the full face of the bat to the bowler, but Bickle bowling a good pace, good late swing, 3 slips a gully in again, and he beats him.
After 8 overs, Inzamam is on 3, Mohammad Wasim is on 2, and Glenn McGrath is on fire. Runs this time from Inzamam. Won't go all the way to the boundary, 2 from it, but some welcome relief for the Pakistanis. They now move on to 11. The change now from the Church Street end. Anthony Stewart, playing in his 2nd match for Australia, will replace his teammate Glenn McGrath.
That's a very good shot, straight down the ground. That was over pitched, and it was appropriately dealt with. It's gone straight down the ground. Will it get there? I think probably will just make it. Well, that gives you some idea of how tough it's been. That's the first 4 of the day. And that's good news from Pakistan. It's brought a smile to Mohammad Wasim's face. But have a look at the shot again. It was lovely. Just short of a length, and perhaps just up there, but he adjusted slightly to that little bit of movement back. Very relaxed shot it was. Good.
Another bowling change for the Australian side. From the river end, it's going to be Greg Blewett.
That's got to be out. And Inzamam has failed to get his bat there in time. He was late with the stroke. Bit of extra pace. Greg Blewett has deliberately dropped it in a bit shorter to give him the chance to go for the pull or the hook. And Inzamam has gone. Now that's clever bowling. Wasn't short enough to be a real bouncer, but short enough to suck him in. And that's precisely what it did.
Yes, and really it's just looped up in the air, and that's the end of that. On this pitch, one has to be a little careful of playing that pull shot. Having said that, I suppose you can't just carry on blocking, and Inzamam is a sorry sight now. He's out caught by McGrath. The bowling of Blewett, only a medium pacer, but he didn't get onto it quick enough. 4 for 28.
Mujahid Jamshed, the new batsman. And a little welcome for him with a good outswinger from Greg Blewett. It's time to be making your one-day international debut. Anthony Stewart, the bowler. A beautiful stroke. It's just about the stroke of the morning. Timing and the balance was close to perfect. Mohammad Wasim, we were talking about him a little earlier, as being a very promising young player. I won't see much better than this particular stroke today.
No, he's again targeting that area just outside off stump, but he was up on his toes there, played that very well. Not only did he get a lot of bat on it, he got it into the gap. And looked nice and relaxed too.
19 overs gone, 4 for 32. Trouble for Pakistan. They go fast enough, they'll be able to look for 3, but they're going to finish up happy with 2. Mujahid Jamshed is off the mark. That'll be a great relief for him, making his debut in limited overs internationals. Great shot for 4. Well, we haven't seen much of him, but with that stroke, he looks as though he can play.
Yes, this is Mujahid Jamshed, and it is a lovely shot.
Lovely stroke once again. Three for that from the bat of Mohammad Wasim. Down. Don't see him miss too many. Akor struggling possibly through a slightly late start there. Didn't seem to push off as quickly as he might have wanted. That may be shown up by the replay.
Would have been a good catch, this one. He goes for it. He has to go for it. They've got that staggered format there. It's in the air, right? It's a catch. And in the normal course of events, Mark Wall would have caught that one. Let's have a look at it. Did it drop a little bit? Of course it did, yes. And he got a fingertip to it. Yeah, it was a pretty tough one.
Lewett's bowling now. Good shot, nicely placed again. That's Mujahid Jamshed.
Yes, they've played a few very good cover drives actually in this innings. There haven't been many balls over pitched and around that off stump, but when they have been, there have been some nice shots played, and this is one of them.
That's a shot that he plays well, Mohammad Wasim. Warne now has a long chase. In fact, he's given up the chase. He should easily get that for 4-all run. It's beautifully struck, right off the middle.
We haven't seen a lot of Mujahid Jamshed. I'll tell you one thing we can tell you about him is that he can hit the ball very hard.
That's well played, because he was looking to come forward. That wasn't all that short, and he was very quickly into position. Excellent shot.
Very effective stroke against fast medium bowlers. Looked to go forward, forced the bowler into dropping it short. Blewett must have sensed he was looking to get on the front foot. Just drops it short and then pushes off the front foot, rocks back onto the back foot, hit the pull shot, and most importantly, hit it down.
In the commentary position now, Richie Benno with Bill Laurie.
Thank you, Ian Chappell. It's Andy Bickle. It's in the air, but it's safe. Could go towards the third man, Ben McGrath. McGrath coming around, dives. Good save. They're happy with the couple. Good throw as well. This big crowd know that Glenn McGrath is having a big year for Australia. Appreciate that great effort, third man.
The man who's only just come back with a knee injury. That was a pretty good performance.
Bickle in his 10th over has 2 for 17. That's out. He's got 3 for 17. Just hitting it straight down the throat of Stephen Waugh. Bickle having a great day, bowling superbly.
It certainly is a good performance from him. It'll catch the eyes of the selectors and confirm what they already thought they knew. It's just got him with one that's moved away and bounced a little extra. And that is a good blow for Andy Bickle. Mujahid Jamshed caught Steve Waugh, Bickle for 23. It's 5 for 78. New batsman is Mohan Khan, a very experienced player.
That's a good straight hit over the long off. I'll pick up 2, so Mohan Khan once again showing his experience with Warne having the mid-off inside the circle. There's 6 men inside the circle at this stage, as we expected. 5 for 83. Sweep gets it away. I'm not sure whether he got a bat on that, but it goes very fine. It was almost a wide. Wait for umpire Terry Prue to make the call. If it didn't hit the bat, what will he call? He calls wide. Good call. Mohan Khan going to face McGrath. That's well struck. He's a good cricketer, Mohan Khan. He's having a very good tour with the gloves and with the bat. It should go all the way. His first boundary. Giving McGrath a nice old slap over mid-wicket.
Little touch of experience showing through there.
Oh, cracking shot, beautifully played. Races through cover. That'll go all the way. That was off the meat of the bat. That's a superb stroke. Mohammad Wasim moves to magnificent 50 with that glorious cover drive. It's 5 for 111. Shane Warne continues.
Oh, he's hit that one beautifully. Tossed it up a little bit, Warne, and it's been smashed down the ground for 4. Well, he's certainly doing himself a lot of good in this match. He came in with Pakistan under a lot of pressure. Mohammad Wasim now moves to 54 with this one. Well, that's beautifully caught. Very, very well bowled and beautifully caught. Well, that's the end of him. He really has played very well, and that was a sharp chance. I think he pushed that one through a little bit quicker, Shane Warne. It hit the edge and went flying to Taylor. And those very safe hands of his at first slip. Once again, in exactly the right place.
I've seen that combination work very well before, Warne and Taylor. Those leg spinners going across the body of the right-hander. Very good catch. Very well played, Mohammad Wasim. It's now 6 for 116.
Well, the new batsman is the Pakistan captain, Wasim Akram. He's got an average of 15, which is not really high, but have a look at his strike rate. He doesn't waste any time, that's for sure. He's got one of the best strike rates around. And there he goes again. You see, he's not stumped again, is he? Has he fallen over? Yes, he has. Fallen over out of his ground. And no one's bothering because he was so far out of the ground. Well, he keeps getting stumped. Let's have another look at this. Wasim Akram really is making a mess of playing the spinners.
And Wasim Akram always stretches a bit far. Whenever he sweeps. It's 7 for 121.
This is Shahid Afridi striding out to the centre. He won't be wasting any time too, I tell you, but that's very disappointing for Pakistan. As he plays that sweep shot well, and he's hit this one beautifully. That's gone right off the meat of the bat, and the fieldsman at backward square leg hardly moved before the ball hit the fence. That's a lovely shot. It's going to continue to be Stewart. That's down the ground. This will be out. Yes, he's got him straight down the ground. And once again, Afridi picking the wrong one. Decided to go for it, hit it in the air. But there was a fieldsman down there. And so that was the end of Shahid Afridi. Out caught in the deep. Blew at the man at mid-off.
Well, he has the world record for the fastest 100, Shahid Afridi, but so far on this tour here in Australia, he hasn't really been doing too many things right. Not putting a lot of thought into those innings that he has played, and they have been much too short to suit Pakistan. It's 8 for 132.
Saqlain Mushtaq is the new batsman, and he'll be enjoying his tour of Australia. He really has done well with the ball so far. Oh, he's got a bottom edge on that one, and it's beaten Healy. Running down towards third man. Bickle again down there. Little fumble from him. He's got a strong arm, though. 3 runs off that over. So 8 for 135. Shane Warne is going to continue with his leg spinners. Mohan Khan. He really has been getting stuck into him with that sweep shot, and on 1 or 2 occasions Shane Warne hasn't liked it very much. This is going to be a run out. Yes, he's got him. That's the end of that. What a good throw again. How could you get so mixed up? Well, it looked to me as if it may well have been Mohan Khan that started to come and then changed his mind. We need to listen to that. To tell you more about it, Greg Ritchie and Ian Chappell are in the commentary box.
Well, things just haven't been going Pakistan's way today, and this is the last thing they wanted. Saqlain being run out in a terrible mix-up. Going halfway down and then sent back, and just have a look at the response. The 2 boys out there in the centre, Mohan Khan and Saqlain Mushtaq, won't be able to understand what they said, and it wasn't very, very nice. So Pakistan lose their 9th wicket. Saqlain Mushtaq run out. They are now 9 for 136. Mohammad Zaid is the new batsman for Pakistan. That's a good shot. And that's all the way to the boundary. He's a good player, Mohan Khan. And he's doing a good job for Pakistan at the moment, sort of keeping them in this game. And this was a very good stroke from outside the off stump. 9 for 146, 5 overs remaining. Shane Warne has got 3 overs to complete, and Glenn McGrath has 2 overs that he can complete. It's swept now. He'll look for 2 here. He's going to have to be quick this time, Mohan. Oh, there's another run out. Called for the 3rd umpire. Terrible, terrible mix-up by Zahid there. He really doesn't have a handle on what's going on.
Mohan Khan was doing the right thing, charging. He was looking for 2 so that he could get back for the strike. But in doing that, he's really not communicated quickly enough to Zahid that he has to get back. So a couple of good run-outs there to end the innings. Good work in the outfield, and Pakistan have been dismissed for less than 150.
What a wonderful start there for the Australians with the ball. 3 ducks at the top of the order for Pakistan. They were all out for 149 inside the 50 overs. Some wonderful bowling from Andy Bickle, 3 for 17 from 10 overs, and also Shane Warne picking up 2 wickets. Australia are chasing 150 for victory.
Mohammad Zahid to take up the attack from the river, and he was the lad that bowled very quickly at the Gabba. Well, Avani punches it nicely on the onside. Looking for the Yorker, but just straying onto the leg stump. So Mark Gore off the mark with a lovely onside shot for 3. That's his bread and butter.
It's easily played, wasn't it? After 1 on the knuckles. He's just quietly caressed this one wide of mid-on. Played. He's got that in the gap in the onside as a full toss. I'll settle for 2.
No wicket for 6. He gets away nicely. Under and over. going to go all the way. It's beautifully played by Mark Waugh.
Yes, he's played the shot often in his career. He plays it very well too. He waits for it. Doesn't try and play it too soon. Doesn't try to hit it too hard. It's really the deflection that matters.
That's beautifully played. He just whipped it off his pads. Glorious stroke. Mark Waugh in fine touch.
Yes, if you're going to pitch him up to him in conditions like this, he's going to smash it. What a good shot that was. Here we go again. Look at that. Just going down the leg side, right off the mid of the bat. Just 2 or 3 bounces and into the fence.
Wasim continues. Left arm over the wicket.
And taken by keeper Mohan. A little bit of width there for Mark Taylor, and I think his eyes flashed and he thought, here's a chance for a boundary, and it's brought him undone.
Has not been having the happiest of times, Mark Taylor, and that's pretty much an understatement. He is very, very upset. Bit of a soft dismissal, really. Not a great deal happening on that delivery. Short outside the off stump, perhaps bouncing a bit higher than they expected, but that's the way this pitch has been playing. Not very consistent bounce. Australia are 1 down for 29.
Stuart Law, successful in Brisbane, comes out to join the partner that he had a very good liaison with, Mark Waugh. Bat pad in now for Stuart Law as Wasim Akram goes on the attack. Edged and short of Inzamam. He saves the boundary, can't take the catch. It's 1 for 30. Zahid hasn't been as consistent today as he was at the Gabba. The line and length has been a bit astray. The pace is still there. A lovely shot. Mark Waugh realising you need to capitalise on every opportunity that comes along. Anything that's on his pads, he's flipping it over the infield.
Very strong off his pads, Mark Waugh.
Inside edge. And a trouble here for Mark Waugh. Interesting to see what happens if they go ahead with the appeal, because there was a collision with the bowler and Mark Waugh. Don't think you could blame the bowler because he was appealing. He had his back turned to Mark Waugh. They've called on Ijaz, who's really a fairly gentle medium pace. And is it caught by Mohan? Has it carried? They're checking with the square leg umpire, and umpire Randall says yes, it has carried. So the gentle medium pace has broken through.
Gentle is right. Just trotting in, Ijaz Ahmed. But he gets the ball to swing. That one certainly came off the seam. Did just about carry to Moin Khan. He's asking, he gets the signal, and that's 2 wickets down. It's 2 for 38.
Steve Waugh comes out to join Stuart Law. Just wide of Ijaz. He could so easily have had a double breakthrough in this over. Successful over there for Ijaz. It's 2 for 46. Lovely placement there from Stuart Law. Much like Mark Waugh, he's a beautiful player off the pads. Just dropping a little bit of pace in this over, Wasim Akram, although he does vary his pace a bit. But he is having some shoulder problems. And he's gone inside edge onto the stumps. So Wasim Akram has got the breakthrough that he was looking for.
Well, the ball has continued to move around out there. We saw when the Australian bowlers were bowling, the ball swung and seamed around. And again, we're still seeing it here with the Pakistani bowlers. Well, we know what Wasim Akram is a very good swing bowler. Gets the ball to swing and seam. Swan didn't do a great deal off the seam. Steve Waugh just playing a long way away from his body and getting an inside edge onto the stumps. It's 3 for 52.
Michael Bevan comes in to face Wasim Akram on a lively pitch, and with Australia still having a bit of work to do.
Mohammad Zahid played up in Queensland the other day. He's not quite as quick as the other fellow. He's still quite slippery. It's safely away. It was in the air, but it's gone for 4. Good stroke, and after a runless period, the Australians have just broken free with 1 stroke. Give you an idea of how difficult a task it is out there. That'll be greeted with tremendous acclaim in the dressing room, whereas normally it would be just another boundary.
It's good stroke by Stuart Law.
They'll get 3 for that, and that'll take it to 3 for 61. Three for 64 at the moment. Some are keeping low, some are climbing steeply, and some are just going halfway. Mujahid Jamshed, new player to this match. Just out of the reach of Gully. Stuart Law's been trying to get onto the front foot to attack Mujahid Jamshed.
Well, Stuart Law was driving through the line up at the Gabba the other evening. This wicket nowhere near as good as that one. Just holding up a bit and only succeeding in slicing it in the air just over the top of Wasim Akram, who's at Gully.
Oh, what a catch. That is brilliant. That's a wonderful catch, and the same sort of stroke played by Stuart Law there, trying to drive, and the Australians are deep in trouble now. They'll have to play very well to get out of this. Stuart Law has lofted that. The fielder looked as though he had no chance, and suddenly it got within his sight line, and he grabbed it.
Excellent, and just watch him. He's not even worried about the ball on this occasion, just getting back into position as fast as he can. Picked it up on the way back. It swirled around in this breeze, and he kept his eye on it and grabbed it in both hands. An excellent breakthrough for Pakistan. Australia lose their 4th wicket. Stuart Law gone. It's now 4 for 68.
Problems for Australia here at Bellerive Oval in Hobart. Greg Blewett is the new batsman.
Big shout is well forward by Steve Randell, unmoved.
Yes, you've got to be a little careful, these outswingers. They're just straightened down the line. I think you got outside the line that time. Quite a big gap still between Pakistan and Australia in terms of this graph. Have a look at that. Sure, it's dipping back a little bit. That's largely because of all those wickets falling.
Field's coming back. Good running. That's not a good over for Pakistan. A good one for Australia. It's 4 for 75. Wasim Akram makes the change at the Church Street end. It's going to be Sukain, the fine young off spinner, to come into the attack.
Oh, there was hesitation. Bevan is very, very fast. Crew doesn't even know. Now he does. I think he might have picked up the fact that the bails had come off initially, but you'd have to say Michael Bevan is safely home. He was very, very fast, but there was some indecision.
Certainly was quite a bit of indecision, and I think perhaps if they had thrown to the bowler's end, they would have been a lot closer. Michael Bevan is quick, and he got there quite easily. He got there a long time before the ball did get there. Not too sure why the umpire called for the 3rd umpire on that occasion.
That's a good shot. He's picked the gap between backward point and picks up 2. That's all the Australians have to do at this stage. Finally gets it away. Inzamam is out at mid-wicket, and they manage to pick up 2. Good running. Mohammad Zahid to continue. Michael Bevan on strike. No ball. And they'll look at getting 2 straight down the ground. Good running. But the problems with the no balls continue for the Pakistan side. He goes to Paul, got him! And he's going to be given out, not above shoulder height, so Greg Blewett falling to the bowling of Mohammad Zahid, trying to play the pull shot, and just succeeded it in hitting it straight to the man at mid-on.
Greg Blewett is usually a very good puller of the short ball. He does tend to inch that left foot forward first and then rock back and pull. This one a bit quicker than he has been accustomed to in recent times. Mohammad Zahid. And he's gone. It's 5 for 9 to 3 Australia.
Ian Healy is the new batsman at the crease for the Australian side. High score of 56 in this competition. How his side could do with that today. Straight away, Healy off the mark. He's very much a hustler between the wickets, and he will play his strokes. That's a beautiful stroke. He's got that through the covers. It's running out to the boundary, and it's going to go all the way. Beautiful piece of timing from Michael Bevan. He hasn't been on the front foot very often in recent times. But he gets the timing and placement here absolutely spot on.
That's what Australia need to break up this stranglehold that Pakistan have got over them. Couple of boundaries. That was a good shot.
He's got that one fine. And it's a no ball as well, and Bevan comes back for the second. Does it comfortably. Good running. And that brings up the 100 for the Australians.
Straight to the skipper. Very well bowled. The top spinner from Sucklane. It's a good delivery of his. It caught the edge perfectly, and the skipper was right in the right position.
And there's even less certainty now. That's very well bowled by Sucklane. He's, as Ian Chappell pointed out, a big spinner of the ball. That's the off spinner coming in from outside off stump with the right hand. And then he has the top spinner, which is aimed to find the outside edge and go to the wicketkeeper or slip, and that's precisely what it did on this occasion. Healy caught Wasim Akram bowled Sucklane for 2, 6 for 102.
Shane Warne, really the ideal man to come in this situation as a lower order player, because he does play his shots. Beautifully bowled. Just wide of the skipper on this occasion. Wasim Akram taking the previous catch to get rid of Ian Healy. On that occasion, it was just wide of his right hand.
Just flicked the pad on the way through there, and Wasim Akram might just have, if he'd anticipated, been able to stop the runs.
Good throw, but it was a sidearm throw, so not much power in the sidearm throw. It's 6 for 112. Man on the cover boundary, Shahid Afridi, who hasn't had a bowl today.
Mohammad Zahid, the bowler, he has been a bit expensive, the most expensive of the Pakistani bowlers. This is his last over.
It's got him. Yes, that's out. That's well bowled. That's the end of Warne. Caught it forward short leg. That ball bounced. It was dead straight as well. It was good bowling, actually. Warne did his best to try and get it down onto the ground, but it went straight to forward short leg. Sharp chance too, and nicely taken.
Zahoor Ilahi, the man in that forward short leg, just bobbled a bit when it went to him, but eventually held on to it, and another wicket down for Australia. Mohammad Zahid has been the most expensive of all the bowlers, but that was a good delivery. Pitched just outside off stump and came right back in at the batsman, cramping him, giving him no room at all. And in the end, a pretty good catch by Zahoor Ilahi. It's 7 wickets down now for Australia, 115 on the tins.
Andrew Bickle is the new batsman, just 26 years of age, and this is his second match, so this will be a tense time for him. He's had his opportunity with the ball, and now with the Australians with their backs to the wall, 7 down for 115. They need 150 to win. It's Bickle with the bat. Oh, it's in the air and just out of reach. Did that hit the glove? I know one thing, he didn't know where it was, and he's looking over towards the umpire. Now there's going to be a consultation yet. I think that may have hit him on the arm. Let's have a look at the worms. Oops. Whoops, it's not looking too good. The Aussies have dipped below the blue line. Oh, this is interesting now. It's Shahid Afridi. He hasn't bowled an over here. This will be tense for him as well. Oh, and that one certainly bounced. Well, that was an unbelievable delivery. Well, let's have another look at that one.
This was a genuine leg spinner from Afridi, and yet it bounced up by Bickle's head, hitting him on the forearm. Wow, how do you play leg spinners like that?
It's got to be close. Yes, he's got him. He's out LBW. Afridi is struck. It'll be interesting to see the replay of that one. I don't think there could have been too much spin. He was half pushing forward. It must have been middle of leggish or thereabout.
I think he was a bit late in coming forward on the Bickle. That ball hit him before his foot moved, and that was plumb. Should have been pushing out a lot further than that. Where his left foot has ended up after the finger has gone up is about where it should have been in the first place. Well, things certainly have changed a lot here. 8 wickets down for 118.
So Anthony Stewart out there with the bat. Age 27, just second match. And I'm reliably informed that he is very definitely a tail-ender. So things aren't looking very good for Australia now. Stewart in there with Bevan. Bevan's going to have to do something special here. Oh, well bowled. That's close. He's got him. That's the end of Bevan. Yes, it kept down on him a little bit. Well, that seems to me to be the end of that. That one did stay down. It was a quick delivery as well. It's a tough wicket to bat on this one. He was on his back foot, unfortunately. The ball stayed down, and from here it looked very adjacent.
Yes, I think Wasim Akram brought himself back at the right time with the tail in, but he has gotten rid of the man that has been out there all day. That ball pitched just outside off stump, came bang in a long way. It'll be very interesting to see exactly how far back Michael Bevan was. But it's 9 for 120.
Well, it's Glenn McGrath. He's out there because of that LBW. Oh, look at that one. That's that quick delivery again, and boy, is it quick. Those stumps are splayed all over the place. Stewart is clean bowled by Shahid Afridi, and I tell you what, that ball, when he gets it right, is very quick, and when it's straight, not many can keep it out.
And the perfect delivery as far as length is concerned as well. The Yorker length was through Stewart in a flash. It was as if Mohammad Zahid had delivered that ball. The Yorker length and threw him in a flash. Perfect Yorker as well. The leg stump out of the ground. And aren't the Pakistanis happy? 150 runs to defend, and they have done it well.
A wonderful bowling performance there from Pakistan. Australia all out for 120 in the 42nd over. Only 3 Australian batsmen getting into double figures. Wasim Akram, pick of the Pakistan bowlers, 3 for 13, and also Shahid Afridi, 2 wickets. In the end, a comfortable win for Pakistan.